How do I learn a foreign language in a very rapid and effective manner? My name is Ayomi Kushonowo. I'm a polyglot and a language coach. I speak 5 languages fluently: Yoruba language, English, French, Spanish, and German. I also teach people how to learn a language in a very effective way. So the objective of today's video is to tell you what you need to put at the back of your mind when you want to learn a language, or how do you get started to learn a language. So stay tuned. Welcome back. So what do you need to know before you start learning a language? Or if you already started learning a language, what are the things you need to put at the back of your mind? Number 1 is how to acquire vocabularies in effective manner. What are vocabularies? These are basically the words and phrases you need to express yourself in the language you're learning. So what is an effective way of acquiring vocabulary? Most people, what they do is to read text, use Google Translator, and write out vocabularies in their book, and then they can go through the vocabularies later and revise them. But is this an effective manner? If you are already doing that, you can also understand this that I'm about to say. When you learn a language in this manner, you acquire vocabularies in this manner. Let's say you acquire 50 vocabularies in the morning if you're very hardworking. But when you come back 2 hours later, how many of these vocabularies can you remember? Or even if you remember them, how many are you pronouncing accurately? Maybe not even anyone? You can let me know in the comment section. So what is an effective way to acquire a language? It's the use of technology. And most of modern day language learning apps are built with this concept. You acquire vocabularies with the concept of comprehensive learning and the use of technology. And the concept or the idea is this: the effective way to remember a vocabulary is, or depends on how many times you have repeated the vocabularies. You have seen it, what you have seen several times, what you have said several times, what you have repeated several times would be the one that sticks better in your brain. And all these apps, what they do is to bring you a word, tell you the meaning, they tell you to pronounce it, you see it, you write it, and you are asked several times until it shows that you already acquired the vocabulary. If you learn a language through this manner, then you have high chances of remembering the vocabularies, no matter how many that you learn after a long period of time. And so what are these apps that you could use? We have Duolingo, we have Babbel, we have Memrise, we have Rosetta Stone, and a lot of them. Don't worry, in another video I'm going to explain how to use these applications effectively. The second concept I'm going to explain is that if you want to learn a language, like most people do, they go to language school. Please do not limit yourself to the scope of the language you learn in the classroom. Because the language at school is built in such a way, or the modules are built in such a way that you take decades. For example, you have 6 levels in the European language reference points, A1 up to C2 level. And what language schools even do is to even break down these sections into subsections. You have A1.1, you have A1.2. The same thing goes for A2 level, A2.1, A2.2, and so on. And for A1.1, you use about 2 to 3 months to acquire A1.1. And then to acquire the A1 level, that's about 4 levels, because you break it down to A1.1, A1.2, A2.1, A2.2, and then 3 months for each. So in 1 year, you are still on the A1 level. Also, to get to the B1 level, you spend another 1 year. That's 2 years. To even get to the stage whereby you speak fluently, you spend extra 1 year. That's 3 years. And the most thing about language learners at school is that even after these 3 years, they don't even have good pronunciation. They are not confident of speaking. And this is because you limit yourself to the scope of what you're being taught in class. And language learning is beyond classroom. You need to learn expressions that you can use on the streets. You need to learn pronunciations. You need to learn how words are stressed. And so the best way to do this is also to use applications that are effective. applications that works on the concept of comprehensive input, applications that provides video, native speakers speaking, and not audios recorded in studio and then played in the classroom. And so through this method, you can acquire phrases that are commonly used on the streets. You can even acquire concepts in how you should pronounce some words. Another one you need to do, even at the early stage, is to get yourself to start listening. And how do you do this? Listening to recorded audios. That's if you're a beginner, recorded audios that are still like basic level. We have some materials out there, not so popular. Pimsleur is one of them. Pimsleur language learning podcasts. You could also use general podcasts. And if you're a bit advanced, you can start listening to radio. You might not understand all that has been said in the radio, but you start acclimatizing yourself to the way the language sounds, to some intonations, to expressions. And this is very important. Next thing I'm going to talk about is find chatting partners online. Start chatting with people in the foreign language you learn. No matter how much that you have learned, you can, at the early stage, you're allowed to mix the languages. If you speak, if English is your native language and you're learning Spanish, you're allowed to mix the two. Just ensure that you're using the vocabularies that you already know in the foreign language. And how do you find friends? How do you find native speakers of foreign languages you're learning? There are lots of apps out there as well. HelloTalk is one of them. Tandem is one of them. Even apps like Azar, like Pemurda, apps just to meet random people. You can change the settings that you want people from these countries, or you want people that speak this language, and then just push yourself to practice the little that you know. And finally, get yourself a language coach, because a language coach is somebody that has learned foreign languages and understands the steps, because all these materials can be overwhelming. But a language coach with his experience will streamline it for you. What you need to know first, what grammar rules are most important in any particular language. Gives you motivation, ensure that your motivation is high at all time, because language learning is a long way. And if you even want to learn it in a short period of time, then your motivation needs to be at high level. You need a language coach to help you maintain this. You need a language coach. I can also help you. I'm one of them. I can help you with your language, especially if you're learning French, Spanish, or German. Just write down or let me know in the comment section. And so if you want to learn more tips on how you can learn language very fast, you want to know the most important rules, the most important grammar concept, you want to get resources, audio resources, you want to get recommendations on best app, best attitudes, best approach, how to overcome your fear of speaking a foreign language, then it is worth it that you subscribe to this my channel, because I'm going to be releasing more videos on each of these topics. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. See you next time. Bye.